automatically just by joining and you doing your first ad, you will gain money no matter what. You literally cannot lose money at all.
And how much money can you make with it?
Oh man, the sky is your limit. I'm gonna be honest. Like you can make over $1,000 off an ad that you have maybe 10,000 views.
Oh man.
Like if you really want to get an account over 10K, copy what another person's doing.
So how much is the most you've made in a month from this?
40, I want to say 40,000.
Damn, what the hell?
That's how a lot of people are making money in this program because they're gatekeeping, right? It's perfect to get in it now.
In this episode, I talked to Merek, and if you're used to watching any podcast episodes where it's kind of guru-y, self-helpy, or more about mindset, this is the complete opposite. In this episode, we go deep and hands-on into practical things you can do to make money from a Gatekept program on TikTok that pretty much no one is talking about called TikTok One. What this program does is it basically allows everyday people like me and you to make ads for really big brands. But you can get paid way more than usual from it because TikTok One is very gatekept and not many people know about it. And there's also some barriers to entry that make it hard for other people to compete. So this is just one of many online side hustles that you can do, and Merek himself makes tens of thousands of dollars a month doing it. But on top of that, there's one question, which is this really scalable? And the answer to that is yes, using AI avatars, which Merek has explored deeply. And in this episode, he actually shows one of the AI ads that he made for Microsoft. And literally no one had any idea. Like the ad was just AI generated avatars that he completely outsourced, didn't record anything himself, and he's still able to make money just by making these ads. Again, if you care about practical, real knowledge that you can actually use and apply right now to make money, this episode is something you should watch. So without further ado, please enjoy the show.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can cuss as much as you want. So
Okay,
I talked to Krishna before this. I think you saw
yes.
that episode, and he went a little bit in depth on TTO. So what
Yes.
is it, and why are more people not doing it?
All right, so TTO is basically like it's a UGC platform, right? Where creators that have like 10,000 followers can do ads for brands. It's pretty nice because you don't have to spend money, at all. Like you're automatically just by joining and you doing your first ad, you will gain money no matter what. You literally cannot lose money at all. So it's pretty cool. I came from a background of, making tons of content, posting on YouTube Shorts, right? And making like $200 from the Shorts bonus, right? And I'm like, okay, I'd do this one ad for this company. I don't know, this mobile app. I can get paid $300 like that. It could take me 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do, right? So I was just like, I was kind of questioning myself. Was I in it for the fame or the money? And I'm like, I'm in it for the money, right? So then that's when I kind of started taking CTO seriously, right? Well, it started as TTCC, but now it's TTO. But yeah, it's private right now. Like I said, nobody. I think it will actually remain private. Because right now they said they're going to be public, but that's what they said with TTCC, and like it's right now it's just basically invite. They send it like super like these links to small creators, but not a lot of them. But if you have over like what 10,000 followers and you're in the US, like someone can send you a link and you're in. So it's kind of like that right now.
Okay, so there's a bit of a barrier to entry, and I'm sure that's good because it means that not anyone can just do it. That's like when you find a gold mine is when there's a barrier to entry that for some reason or another, like you can cross easily, but
Yeah,
other people won't
exactly.
be
And
able
it's
to.
great. It's because a lot that's how a lot of people are making money in this program because they're gatekeeping, right? They're like, TikTok wanted all the creators to promote it on their page about this program, and a lot of them are like, yeah, let's not. They all got together like, let's not do it, right? Because the more creators that join this, right, the less amount of money that they can get for doing each ad, right? Because it's more spread out, more saturation. So
Yeah.
it's everybody's kind of gatekeeping this. It's been like this for like what 2.5, 3 years almost. So it's just like I'm surprised. I'm like, wow, like not like I ask anybody who does content on TikTok, or anything like that, and they don't know about it.
And how much money can you make with it?
Oh man, this guy is really this guy is your limit. I'm gonna be honest. Like the first man, okay. Some ads you can make 1 cent, and then there's some ads where you can make up to like $48,000. So I mean, for me, the highest ad I made just off of one ad was like what was it? I think it was like around 6,000, I want to say, just off of one ad. So, and it took me what 20 minutes to record, and it's pretty crazy, because I was in the military during that time. I was about to be done with my contract, and people on my boat were like, "Is this you?" Because I was showing up on the FYP page because my ad blew up. So it's just like it's so weird. I had people from my hometown sending me messages like, "Yo, is this you?" And they just see the ad, being like, "Yo, tap the screen and check out this mobile game." So it's kind of weird. It's so weird seeing yourself, like, oh wow, people actually notice me like on these ads, right?
What controls how much money you actually make? So what was the difference between your ad that made 1 cent versus your ad that made 6K?
Oh man, I don't know how to explain. It's honestly like so obviously you if you want to make sure that your videos are quality, right? You just don't want to post a video of you doing this, just talking in front of the camera, about it.
But what
That's
I
kind of
mean,
like
like,
common
is it
sense.
more views? Is, like, the more views your ads
Yeah,
gets how
oh
you make
gotcha.
more money?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it depends. Some ads, and again, I wish I could give you a straight answer, but some ads were like they want you the more views it gets, the more money you make. And then there's other ads where the more conversions you have, the more money. Like you can make over $1,000 off an ad that you have maybe 10,000 views, but your conversion rate is like 5,000, right? It's over 50%, right?
Mm.
So it depends. But most I want to say like 60-70% of the time, it's more about the views.
Okay. Wait, but in these ads are they're not like an organic TikTok video, right? Where I would post and it just goes in the feed. It's actually companies paying money to get an
Yes.
ad slot in between people's scrolls.
Basically, yeah. Well, actually, it's for TTO. It's different. It's got like three different options. The first option is in feed, where basically you make an ad, you send it to the brand, and they just post it in the algorithm, just like you said, right? Just whatever and however much it makes, you make, right? And
Mm.
there's also another type where you can post it on your own page, on your own TikTok profile, and then the company will go ahead and boost it, right? Promote it. And then the third one is a sponsored post where you just give them the video and they post it on their page. So that's kind of like the
Oh,
three
okay.
kind of yeah, but I want to say in feed ads, like you were just talking, is probably I want to say predominantly around most of what kind of like how people make the most amount of money in this program.
Okay. Okay, so now that I understand that, now let's say and my other question is, do you know how much these ads are actually making the companies? Like,
Oh, that's a good question.
because
Yeah, yeah.
that's the way
So
I kind of
yeah.
view it is like, so I almost all the stuff I do, always start with like a public affiliate link, right? So
Mhm.
when I talk about a tool, I find a public affiliate link that the tool already has. I put it in the description, and then I gain whatever it is, like 20% for everyone I convert.
Yep.
So I
Exactly.
know how much the company is actually making off of me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But no, we don't know at all. And I'm guessing for the fact that if they can pay up to $6,000, for a video that has a million views, I'm guessing the company itself and
Oh,
TikTok
wait
are
one second.
making so basically, we don't know. It doesn't tell us at all. So the thing is that it's also the brand is probably making I think the brand themselves are paying TikTok like a shit ton of money. They're just to be on TTO, right? To
Mm,
be matched with UGC creators. And I think TikTok is the money maker. TikTok is probably like, oh, this ad actually made $100,000, but you're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give you $6,000. So
yeah.
I honestly think that's actually I really do think TikTok is making so much money out of this. Because if you just imagine, it kind of like I put in perspective to what with TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop, there's tons of creators. It's way more saturated, but people are making millions every single day. But with TikTok One, there's only maybe like I think maybe over 1,000 of creators. And we're all making probably I want to
Oh
say
no, my headphones. Dude, I think my headphones are dying. Hold on. I might
no.
actually just have to plug them in. We're at oh yeah, you were saying there's like 1,000 creators in TikTok one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So like then imagine there's millions of creators on TikTok Shop, right, doing this, but on TTO there's only 1,000. There's about around 1,000. So
Mhm.
just kind of think about it, and I think that I mean, there's probably more money you made on TikTok Shop overall, but I think TikTok One is still extremely way up there. You know what I'm saying? And for the fact that it's only got around 1,000, maybe 2,000 creators, in that program, like there's so much. money, that was just split between all those creators, right? So
Mm.
that's why right now it's just, it's perfect. Perfect to get into now.
Yeah. This is yeah, what I think one of the things that makes this a good side hustle, it seems to me, is that it's one so I look for a couple things when I suggest like a side hustle to my audience.
Yes.
One is that you can start for free because most of the
Yes.
people watching me don't have much capital to start. And
Mhm.
this is one that you can. Now there is a barrier to entry actually having a
Yes.
10K follower
Yeah.
account, but
And
that
they
can be
actually might increase that to 50,000 most likely. It probably in the future, right? But right now, since it's brand new, right? They want to get people,
into it.
with low following count, But to get to your account with 50,000, it's pretty easy. I think the best way is that you actually promote your own content, right? So you can get followers. I think the way, because I also have an agency through it too as well, I also buy accounts, right?
Mm.
And I make sure that they're are organic respectively, right? And those accounts cost me maybe around what, like $110, and just like that, I post content on those realistic content, like not Indian content or anything like that, like American content, UGC creators, onto those
Yeah.
TikTok accounts, and that's how I'm able to bypass the security measure and you get into TTO. So all I can say is that if you're watching this, just make sure you be really careful on who your supplier is, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of suppliers in TTO who if they wanna they'll give you an account, right? And then they won't touch they're like, "Yeah, it's cool, no one will hack into it," right? But then those guys will end up creating a pass key on it, right, before they give it to you, and then in 3, 4 months when you're starting to make pretty good money, they'll come in and just withdraw all your stuff. It's happened to me,
Oh
and
man.
so it's happened to me, right? So all I could say is that it's really easy to find a reputable, seller. All I can say is just find one that has a name already in the game, right? Don't go to someone, who's just randomly DMing people, has no vouches, has no experiences, like it's pretty easy to just find a person who's trustworthy,
Yeah. I actually just this morning made a video about this dude who got scammed trying to buy a YouTube account.
Yeah.
It's
I
terrible.
I've gotten scammed probably around over 15 to $20,000. And so it's crazy. I've been in this for about 3 years, and so when I start buying accounts, I'm like, oh, I trust this guy, right? And then, it just comes around and bites you, right? But then over time, I've realized who I should trust, who I should have, and then I actually have, instead of fighting people who actually just buy the accounts from the suppliers and resell them to me, I actually found the supplier who actually creates these accounts. So I have direct access to like the supplier. He lives in like Pakistan or something like that, right? And so he's also creating another good way to make money too is Facebook. Facebook Reels. Do you know about
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
So he's mass producing like accounts like that, for people to get into and stuff. And same with like YouTube, but YouTube's a little more iffy, right? But yeah,
Monetized Facebook accounts.
yeah, monetize Facebook. And so like that's what I might step into, especially with advancements in AI. Because that's
Mm,
all I'm doing right now with my TTO.
yeah.
I create like there's been times where like I can't film right because I'm busy. So I take an AI avatar of myself off of either HeyGen or the Captions app. It's and then I have my editor create a script, right? I create a custom GPT on ChatGPT, right? That's tailored only for script making for TTO. And so I create that. It's really easy to make. And then yeah, he just plugs it in, and then just like that, it's me talking, right, and then he edits the assets and stuff, makes it hook, like top 10 games you need to play. And then yeah, so there's been times where I can't upload an ad because I'm,
Wow.
late and stuff. And so I use AI for it. And I'm done got it's obviously it's so realistic, right? They think that's me, because I've done thousands over 10,000 of ads, right? The face, right? So
Mm,
it's really cool. It's very cool. And right now, AI, it's almost there. I want to say it's like 80% of the way there. There's still that 20% realism that's you can kind of see if you know what AI is, right? But I guarantee you in the next couple years, as AI continues to advance, I won't be surprised if TikTok Shop and TTO will just be people just running a whole bunch of agencies with AI in it,
AI
which I'm
UGC
doing right now.
creators.
Exactly, right, yeah, exactly, and, and I guess that's already a thing on Fiverr, I guess you could find them, but with TikTok One, all these brands are going to TikTok, are going to these creators, so you don't have to cold outreach, which I love, it's annoying when you have to spend 2 to 3 hours a day trying to contact, Uno, because they make a mobile app. Oh, can I do an ad for you? And they never respond, right? Because they have millions of followers. They're not going to respond to you, right? So it's nice when you just go on this program, you just select their ad and you get it in the next couple of days. And just do that for them.
Yeah. So that was first of all with the Facebook accounts. I might want to buy one off of you. So let me,
Yeah,
I'll
dude, yeah,
talk
no,
to you after
no,
the podcast.
dude, absolutely, yeah, yeah, I got you. I can steer you in the right direction.
Okay, thank you. And then second of all, so that's actually the other thing I was going to say. So remember how I was saying, okay, like the first thing I look for in a side hustle is one that you can start for free.
Yep.
But two, one major thing that I look for is that it's scalable. And
Yes.
initially,
Oh
it
yeah.
kind of this is where I was going to go to. It seemed like there's not much scalability in it, or like this or TikTok Shop, because it's like, okay, well, it's always relying on you making the videos. But it seems like you
Yes.
actually can outsource this with AI.
Yes. Yeah.
So, do you
Exactly.
make the
Oh yeah.
videos yourself anymore?
Um. Okay. So I have a project. Okay, so there's two answers. So for TikTok Shop, no, but for TTO, I still make, I want to say, 80% on my face right now, because I'm just waiting for, because even though it passes it right, I still want to get in the groove of showing my face right, so I can get better brand deals, especially with bigger name ads. But eventually, when these AI softwares, SAS, SaaS softwares, right? I
Yeah.
remember what it's called, right? Can start once they start getting really good, that's when I won't be showing my face. But right now, like I said, it's almost there, but it's just there's some barriers right now, like it'll have me talking like this, right? But then like my left eye
Mhm.
might be glitching out, right? So like, it's I want to say it's not on all the videos, but in some of them. And so like I want to play it safe right now, especially in this new program right now. But I guarantee you, the next year, this program will still be here, and that would be a perfect opportunity, right? If you're already in the AI game industry, to just jump onto this opportunity.
Yeah. I recently got monetized on Snapchat, and
Oh, nice. Yeah,
yeah.
right.
No, that's huge, and one of the, like, biggest ways that creators are making money, because you wanna do something that to make
Yeah,
videos, you have to show your face, but you have to do it,
yeah,
like, low effort, or
hmm
you wanna do low effort so that
yeah,
you can just make a bag and not have to
yeah.
care that much about what you post. Uh,
That's true.
so what I've been doing is, like, just reaction content recently.
Yeah. Oh, like
But the thing
oh,
is,
I
like,
think
I
we're about
still
to
have
do
to
that soon.
sit there and
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, my bad. I was gotcha.
oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. My, go ahead. Sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Okay, yeah. So like the thing with that is that you still have all this effort that you have to use to like react, like actually sit there, react to the content, talk about it, blah blah. But like
Yeah.
I'm also looking in that, like, can I make an AI avatar of myself
Yeah.
and just have it react for me and make
Exactly.
comments on it for me?
Do you
Like, when
know
can I just fully start outsourcing this? Because that should make enough
exactly?
money for me to be able to do that, right? So
Yeah. The YouTuber Quabble, whatever his name is? Kw Quabble, whatever, but do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I know who you're talking about.
Gotcha. Quabble. And he used to be this OG, he used to partner with Jelly and stuff all the time. He's like, "Hey, guys." I don't know. Okay, oh my gosh. But point being, on his Instagram page now, right? He just has an area avatar of him reacting to like Minecraft stuff. He's like, "Wow, look at that. That's crazy. The car's over the edge. Wow." He just does that. And he's
Wait,
getting,
does he still get views? I want to pull this up
yeah.
live on the podcast right
Dude,
now.
yeah,
Let
it's
me
like
share my
Quibble. Hold
screen.
on, let me pull that. I'm gonna search up his
But yeah,
cool.
you can share your screen and we can look at this.
Well, hold on, let me. I want. Gosh, how do you spell it? YouTube. Hold on. We're gonna find this. It's especially on Instagram. My laptop screen glitchy, of course. Cool. No, it starts with a K. Hold on. I'm gonna find it.
Quibble. I had no idea how to
Quibble.
spell that when you told me.
Oh, did you find it?
No, no.
Oh, I got you. It's called K. So it's K Webbelklp. Quibble Pop.
Okay,
I'll
here,
sh-
let me
yeah,
pull this up on my screen.
yeah.
Let's see. Quibble, like this.
Quibble
Yeah.
Cop. Yeah. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, yeah. So especially on, I don't know if he does it on YouTube, but it's, yeah, he does. I guess. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's all. Yeah, it's all AI. He just did.
42K.
He created an AI avatar. That's all AI. He uses Sora AI, and on top of that, he uses Leonardo.ai. Leonardo.ai is another thing you can use, and that's what I'm using for TikTok Shop. I can take a picture of my face and then have me doing like this or cut like gasping my mouth, as an
Mhm.
intro, for a product, and that's the reason how I got into all this is actually links back to my OnlyFans AI stuff that I wanted to start.
Mhm.
And this is about a year ago, right? I was making pretty good money. I want to do something side, and I'm like, okay, well, I see these people making money off AI OnlyFans, right? So I kind of dove into that, kind of see how kind of understood it, and that's when I started tapping into these cool tools like HeyGen, captions, and then also Leonardo.ai. And so
Mhm.
that's insane, dude. You can create your own perfect person, right? Because you can't just take a picture of Scarlett Johansson, right, and just post a print on someone's face. That's copyright, right? But you could take Scarlett Johansson and then Anne Hathaway and then combine them, right? So they fuse, and then you have a new person, right? And you can't get copyright for that.
Mm.
So you could do that with, and then you can. It's insane. And with Leonardo.ai, that's again, it's almost there, but it's just not there. It'll be tweaking out and all that. But I
So
guarantee in a year from now, yeah.
so you use Leonardo AI to make the avatars, and then you use HeyGen to
Okay.
animate the avatars?
Okay, my bad. So you have two options. You have HeyGen and then you have Captions. I know it sounds weird, but the Captions app has an AI studio for you to create AI avatars. If you want to get into this, I would suggest Captions. It's much cheaper, and I think it's actually better realistic. Um, but for HeyGen, you can create a team, which I like about that, right? You can invite people to your team. You can actually see what they're creating. You have more kind of support, kind of see what's happening. But with
Mm.
Captions, they don't have the team membership thing, which is annoying. You actually have to like send money to your person, who's going to be doing the AI stuff, right? Or whatever, right? So, but I'd say Captions, and then after that, you'd want to use Leonardo, right? The AI, where you just take a screenshot of the person off of Captions or HeyGen, the avatar you're using, post a picture of them, and then type in a prompt. The woman grabs her hand and puts her over her mouth, right? And then Leonardo the AI will take that picture and make it live, right? And then they can do whatever they want. So
Oh, so
that's
okay. So HeyGen, it's the opposite. HeyGen makes the character, and then
yes, and same with
Leonardo animates it?
yes, yes,
Okay, okay.
my bad, yeah, and same with Captions. Captions makes the characters.
Okay, so if I wanna sync it up to what I'm saying, or, like, if I
Yeah,
wanna give it a audio from 11 Labs, I would
yeah,
do all
exactly.
that with the avatar that I got from HeyGen and then pull that
Yes.
into Leonardo?
Yes, exactly, yep, exactly.
Okay, got it.
So, definitely check it out. It's really cool. It is pricey, right? Well, eventually, if you have multiple different, softwares for AI, you have 35 bucks, 20 bucks, $10, next
Yeah,
you're paying over $100, right? So, but
yeah.
it's a
But
hundred
it's so
bucks if you can
cheap in
make money.
terms of
Yeah.
what it saves you, right? Like,
Yeah, no,
you're
exactly, yeah.
instead of spending hours a month doing it, you can spend
Mhm.
0 hours a month. Some guy
Yep.
can make it look like it's
It's
you, and then you just chill.
exactly, dude. Exactly. So I'm definitely getting into this AI field is fast. You know what I'm saying? I want to get into this, I make sure my For You page, my algorithm when I'm scrolling on TikTok, whatever, or Instagram is just all AI, right? So I can stay up to date.
Yeah, I know. I see all these videos now of like this dude being like, I just coded a, Flappy Bird in like 20 seconds with
Dude,
one prompt. I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Yeah, they're making like super assistants now, where they can start doing small tasks for you and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I'm starting to dive into that as well. So it's man, it's remarkable where we're gonna be in a year from now with AI. So
Yeah. No, I can't wait, and on the one hand worried, but on the other hand, like on the one hand, I'm like, oh great, then I can start automating stuff that I don't want to do,
yeah.
like this reaction stuff. But then
Yep.
I'm like, oh shoot, like a bunch of other people are just going to be doing this as well, and it means
Yeah.
the whole thing that gave me the advantage. Like I'm sure you've seen this too, like which
Exactly
is
right.
what gives a lot of content creators the advantage right now is that no one else really wants to show up on camera. That's a
Exactly.
big thing,
Exactly.
and people are just scared to do that. So that's another barrier to entry that makes it
Gotcha.
more
Yep.
money for me. But
Exactly.
when once anyone can do it with their AI avatar,
Yep,
I
exactly.
feel
But
like
I
they
won't
won't
be
mind as
I
much.
won't be surprised though if there's gonna be apps that are specifically no AI, right? So like a lot of people fear like, oh, AI is gonna take over social media, but I guarantee you probably uh maybe TikTok would create a For You page where AI is allowed and then AI isn't. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But at the same time though, as AI continues to advance, how can you tell what is not and what's real and what's not, right?
Yeah, I've heard
So
solutions where you have people like where they have to record using the phone camera to be able to
Yeah,
post anything.
that's insane. Wow, like actually, like they have to have evidence of them actually like editing or whatever. That's
Yeah,
I could definitely see that end up happening, right? Especially in the future. So yeah, man.
got it.
But yeah, good.
Can you show us one of your TTO ads?
Yes, of
I want to
course.
see some.
Let me see it. I can let me see if I have a drive. I'm gonna pull up on I think I have some in my drive. Or I
Yeah,
could
that
just
would be
yeah.
good. I want to see the strats of like what makes a good TTO ad,
Gotcha.
and how if someone wants to do this, how they can make the most money from it.
Good. There you go. Drive. Editors. Let me look. I've got some old ones I think I did over a month ago, but all my AI ones are on my other laptop.
Oh, okay. I
So
definitely
right
would
here.
love to compare an AI one with a
Yeah.
non
Hold
AI.
on. I don't know if I can get it because I don't. Okay, dang. Or maybe after this podcast, right, or something like that, I can go ahead and send it to you if I have
Yeah,
it. Once you look up.
we could also
So
take a second if you want to pull it up, and then like send it to yourself or whatever, and if we need to.
okay. Clips of me walking down. Where is this guy? I have so many drafts. Brandon. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, there's so many. There's a whole bunch of random ones. Okay. Um. Okay, gotcha. All right, we'll go ahead and I'll screen record. I'm gonna see how we can do this. Let me close out some password tabs. Okay. All right. And then click.
Yeah,
I'm
if you
guessing
just,
click present and then
I would
share
say
screen.
share a tab with audio so that way I can hear it as well.
Okay, gotcha. Oh yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Try it out. Share audio checkbooks file. Okay. Okay. Oh, screen's glitching out. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
No.
Nope. Oh. Oh, I got
Here,
you. There you go. What about
there
now?
we go.
Okay,
Now I
gotcha.
can see. Yeah.
So these are some old. These are old ads. Wow. Old app. Okay, let's do VBE. What I think this is my military one. I'm a United States veteran. I'm gonna show you guys how I went from a 40%. Obviously, it's glitchy, right? But it is not that. That was just okay. It's good. I'm a United States veteran. I'm gonna show you guys how I went from a 40% disability to 100%. So first things first, you're gonna have to check out Veteran Benefits Evaluation (VBE). Keep in mind they have helped over 12,000 veterans increase their VA benefits. So the second step is that you're gonna take a free exam to see if you left money on the table. After that, you have to show your medical evidence, and they can help you push you up to 100%. The military is gonna get everything out of you, so you might as well get everything out of it. Check out Veterans Benefits Evaluations today. Gotcha.
Hmm.
So basically, I know it looks glitchy, but and I would never post something that quality bad. But I don't know why my thing's that bad. But it's pretty cool. So I think
And
I
that
don't know
worked well because you actually were in the military, so you could
exactly.
put on the costume and everything. Like,
But honestly, it doesn't even matter. Fake it team. Okay, I think that's checking the stolen valor, right? But some things you can fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, let's see another one.
let's do another one. I'm seeing which one I clear to skit intro. Photo app, rate riser, very ordinary. Good clips. I think this is a silly one I did. Well,
Wait, what are you playing? Wait, let me see this.
no,
Let me see this.
do not steal my phone. There's a limited time collaboration happening right now. Echocalism X The Legend of Heroes, AO no Kaisuke crossover event, and you'll be able to claim exclusive rewards and valuable resources. This is a sci-fi RPG game where you get to join forces with your Beast Girl companions. All I can say is that the graphics are pretty good, so you don't want to miss out. Sounds pretty. Check it out right now. So there's a lot of there's a lot of that one actually made me a pretty. I think that one made me like 300. I think. I think like 220 ish, $300 ish.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. I mean, do you want me to keep showing you more?
Yeah. Wait. So I just want to analyze that one for a second. So first of all, I'm realizing this is. It seems like to actually do well in this. This requires like a good bit of like creativity and actual like hooking people really well because
Yeah,
yeah.
I would honestly say I've seen people I know older people in this program that are like 50, 60 years old, and they just do like this. They're just like, guys, this game is pretty cool, right? You know? So like it's it's so weird. Like you can make thousands of dollars if you're just an old person just talking, and I mean, yes, you're gonna have some type of creativity, right? But long as you make the first 5 seconds engaging somehow, that's how it usually works. So, but yeah, you don't need to have all this editing. You don't need to do all this thing, skit intros. You don't need to be doing all that, to be honest. But like I said, you could really just talk in front of the camera, have your ChatGPT help you create a script, right? And just like that, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, man, I mean, it does help you have an editor, right? Over time, right? Because it's a lot, you're doing a lot of ads. But in the beginning, dude, all I could say is like you could still make pretty good money, even if it's not edited like fully well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how much is the most you've made in a month from this?
Mm. Um, I want to say in the most in a month, probably I want to say 40, I want to say 40,000. And then also, so that's also counting, okay, so that's weird. So I made 40,000 off one account with me doing ads, and then I also made around another like 25, 30-ish from my agency that I have from this program. And for my
Mhm.
agency, that's what I'm talking about, the scalable stuff, how you can do it. So for this program, it's only USA people, right? You have to be USA citizen, right? Because only if you put your tax information in, and you have to be over 18, right? And so there's a lot of UGC creators who are from Europe, who don't have
Mhm.
access to this program. So I'm like, I started looking on Fiverr, right? I started hitting them up, through going through Discord, start talking to people. I'm like, all right, hey, I think I have a solution, right? They're like, "Oh, well, how can we get in this program? We don't have tax information." I'm like,
Mhm.
I got you. So I plugged in my own tax information, gave him access to the account, and then, well, my LLC tax information. I gave him access to the account, and then I did a split. I'm like, all right, I'll get 40% of all the profits that you make, and I can give you as many accounts that you want, so you can expand more, right? So that means I can get more money from those accounts, right? So that's
Mm.
that's that's what I did because I saw that opportunity. I'm like, okay, wow, these people, there's that need, right, for these UGC creators in Europe. And then yes, right now TTO is starting to open up to Europe, but it's only gonna be very select countries like UK, um, Spain, and there's like one more, but that's about it. There's some other. Most of my people are from really like kind of like suburb, kind of like area, like not
Yeah.
like the best countries, right? And that's perfect. That's a landmine, because TTO probably won't be official there, and then that's how you can keep growing it.
Yeah. I started a service doing a pretty similar thing on my Discord because there's a ton of people who post really good. My whole audience is like YouTube automation people,
Oh
and a lot of them have great content but aren't from the US.
yeah.
And yeah, you can't even monetize with creativity program if you're not from the US. So we
Oh
manage for a
yeah,
couple people now. They
exactly.
just give us their stuff. We just post for them on a US TikTok account and then split the revenue as well.
Well, is this they can also use a VPN, you know that, right? So like I for these
Really?
people
I
I give.
thought you needed to create the account within from a US SIM, or people were
No, so okay, so so is this for a TikTok shop account? What is this?
for a creativity program, like the
Oh,
where
the
you earn
creativity.
for over
Okay,
a minute long.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Oh, interesting. I don't know about that one because but I know for TikTok shop because I don't really have experience in the RP that stuff. But usually, long as your supplier puts a proxy on, like your supply can create it in India, but long as he has a proxy on that says that it's in America, and
Mhm.
then he can just give it to you, you'll be fine. Most of my accounts are honestly like that. Yes, it has to be made in America, right? But you just set up a proxy and then not a VPN, but a proxy. But then after that, you can distribute and then you can have people use a VPN onto that account. So yeah, that you could
Okay.
you could do that. So just like I said, just kind of dive into what proxies are. That is kind of a hassle, right? But once you have a supplier that is on top of that stuff, it's just he could start getting an account sounding too. That's another big thing people are doing.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll also keep that in mind. Maybe I can set something up on my Discord for that as well.
Yeah.
If people want to prefer to do that.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. So if someone were to get into TTO, how would they do it?
Okay, so first things first, you have to be over 18, right? So there's so many ways you can get around this. So one, if you're 16, right, have put your parents, tax information in. I see a lot of kids do that. And then you also have to have an account with over 10,000 followers right now. So that's like That's pretty easy. Honestly, you can literally go on SSM panels and bot the account. I wouldn't suggest doing that. That should be like your last resort. But you have a good chance of getting the account banned, But I think the best resort instead of doing that, even though it's maybe $10 to bot at the 10K, right? I think it would be better if you just buy the account. You spend $100, right? And you buy an account that's actually good, and you see then you start posting content on it, realistic content, cleaning up the account, making sure it's actually you, posting your base on it.
Mm.
And yeah. So and that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm actually using AI as well. So if I need to give an account to somebody, I tell them to create an AI avatar on captions, right? And shows their face. They make 12 videos. I give them a script each for those videos. They put in Google Drive. I have my automation team get those videos of them and edit it to make it look really realistic, like a woman or like
Mm.
a person actually talking about whatever. And then
With
they post on the
Leonardo, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Leonardo and also yeah, and then they post it on the accounts and then then we kind of do a tiny bit of botting, but there's some safe botting methods you could do to make sure
Okay.
it doesn't go over the thing. But like I said, the easiest way method right here is just buy an account. Like that's the bait if you don't have 10,000 followers, or you just grow one yourself, start making content, right? It's super easy to get 10,000 followers.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I think it's good reps as well to just do that. But yeah, I agree. If
Mhm.
you're making like content on like trendy stuff,
Yeah,
I think
it's so
I think most people can grow it pretty quickly.
once you I know it's much easier said than done, but like things that me and you were both we both know what works, what trendy content. Like if you really want to get an account over 10K, I know it seems kind of weird, but just copy what another person's doing, Like don't copy them completely, right? But if you see someone telling a story or something like that, right? Like just like kind of like see what they're doing, right? Kind of see how they're ask them where they getting these stories from, and it's kind of copy and they kind of copy the idea that they're selling, right? And just like that,
Mm,
you can just farm up to 10K. So,
exactly. So what are the expenses involved? I know you said I guess you made
mm,
40K in a month
yeah,
from TTO, but I'm sure
yep,
you had an editor helping you and
yep.
other things. How much did you
So,
actually profit?
I don't even know. Okay, so I want to say my editor, I pay okay, you should not be paying your editor more than probably $5 an ad, because each of my ad
Mm.
makes a couple hundred. But my roommates are filming TikTok shop videos, so they're loud. Okay, but you should be paying more than $5 to edit an ad. Honestly, for me, I think I was paying $3 an ad. So $3 times, I was doing 60 ads each week. So 60 times three, 180 times four, 180 times four. What is that?
So
So
like
200 times four.
under 800, like
Yeah, so
700.
around 750, right? So I paid him around $750. So $750 when I made the 40,000. Yeah, I know it's completely worth it, right?
Damn, what the
And
hell?
but the thing and then I also use that $750 as a tax write-off, right?
Mm,
So, that's smart. And so another thing people don't realize is that do not hire people in the US for editing, all right? Do not. They are expensive, and then if they start working for you long term, you're gonna have to file a W-2 for them. It's so much work. But hire someone who's an independent contractor outside the US. It's gonna save you so much money. And like, even though I paid this guy $750 a month, right? Uh he was he was making bank, because he lived in he lived in India. So like he was making, he was balling. He was happy for that. And of course, I didn't just give him $750. I actually gave him more. I think I gave him like an extra like $300 $400 in bonuses, because he was doing well, you know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
that's another thing too. Once you find yourself an editor, you in the beginning, don't find an editor, right? Because you're not going to be doing that many ads, right? But then over time, as it picks up, you need to save yourself time, right, from editing all that. Give it to another person to do, and then that's where you need to. It's so
Where
easy to
did you
find an
find your
editor.
editor?
Media Mentas. So it's there's
Ah,
a
okay.
dis. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But dude, I literally was talking to my friend. Everyone's like, yo, where do you find all these people that work for you, your team, all these VAs that help you? I'm like, Media Mentis. I literally posted like today. I just posted one early today. I'm like, I need someone to help post TikTok shop content. If you're outside the US, I got a way for you to make money, right? And then I checked my Discord and I got like 7 messages already, just like for waiting for it to talk to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put them all in a group, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of filter out which ones will
Oh,
work,
you put them in a group. Okay.
yeah, and no, seriously, yeah, because like I'm not gonna talk to each one individually, especially in the beginning, right? I don't. My time is the most valuable thing, so I put them in a group. I'm like, all right, which one of you guys are actually, or which one's in school? They're all like, oh, they're all in school. All right, you guys don't have time for this. But there's two of them who aren't in school, right? All right, do you guys have wides? Can you set online payments? One of them can't, so you're left with one of them, right? That can actually like,
Mhm.
and that's how I end up training my editors. But yeah, it's
What
like you
if they're
said, you should,
bad, or do they all?
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's gosh, I wish they were all good. In the beginning, you really have to train them. In the beginning, set the expectations super high. Don't be like, oh yeah, that's a good ad. I really like it. No, be really hard on them in the beginning because that sets expectations. So each of your ads does really well, in the future, right? And I
Mhm.
know it seems kind of a dicky move, but that's actually how, if you want to make good money in this program and maximize your profits, that's what you have to do, right? So that's what yeah, that's basically what you got to do.
Got it. Yeah, I found what I try to do now to like really like just filter it out early is I normally put like a sample and
Mhm.
like instructions with a sample,
Yep,
like a
that's
quick
smart.
thing for
Yeah.
them to do.
Yep.
And it lets
Example.
me
Yep.
see pretty quickly like, okay, yeah, this there's no chance this guy's gonna be able
Yeah.
to do it. You know what I mean?
That's a
Like,
that's another thing. Yeah. When it comes to just send, like, for me, if I want to train a new editor, I send him like that drive right there, right? And I'm like, all right, can you do stuff like this? And he's like, sure, all right. And then I just give him like some the another folder of an ad that hasn't been edited. I'm like, all right, it's your time to shine, right? All right, I need this ad
mhm,
in like 2 days. Let me see, what you got, right? And if it's
yeah,
good, I'm like, okay, cool, hell yeah, all right, let's do it. So most of my editing team ended up being like that, right? But then eventually it started to become through referrals, because I'm like, hey, I need an editor. I asked my main editor guy. He's like, oh, I got you. There's this guy. He's really good right now.
yeah.
So yeah,
No, that's the best once you
yeah,
actually get in the right network and then you don't have to do that anymore. I mean, I
exactly.
remember when I did it for the first time, I got like 1,000 DMs, bro. Or like,
Oh
okay,
my god.
realistically like 100, but like that's still
Yeah,
just insane, dude. Like I
that's
just have
insane.
so
No,
many people to go through.
yeah,
So,
exactly. So I just picked the random one. I had a original YouTube channel. It was called like Puffer Puffer. And then like, well, original. I had a YouTube channel and one of my OG subscribers, like, this is when I first started getting into TTO, well, TTCC ads work. And I'm like, I need an editor and I didn't know how to find one. So I started DMing my on my old account, my YouTube account, like random people, on Instagram, like, hey, where can I find, like, I need an editor. Can you edit? Can you edit? And I found one of them, right? And then next thing you know, he's now automating home cool stuff for me for my business right now. So he started as an editor, but now he's making thousands of dollars each month,
yeah,
helping me
doing
out automate.
yeah.
So like a lot of my editors, I kind of think of that. They start as like that's like the lowest position for them, but then over time, as they prove their loyalty, right, and their hard work, I give them kind of better placement jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. So you're gonna go ahead and go to my account distribution. All right, you're gonna go ahead and start making AI shot videos. I'm gonna go ahead and teach you. All right, you're gonna go ahead and actually start posting and editing for AI TTO videos or something like that. So
Mhm.
it's I kind of like build them up. So eventually, that's kind of what I do.
Awesome. So I want to before we end, I have to see some of these AI videos and
Oh
how they
fuck.
actually
Okay,
look.
I gotcha.
Um,
Um,
you can
that mi-
we can take a pause and you can pull them up if you want, but
let me see. I
like
don't I don't
you can
have
get
it
your
on my
laptop
system.
out if you want, and we can take a look
Yeah.
when it's ready. Uh, okay, share screen. Okay, so we're back. Here's
Oh.
one of the AI videos. Now,
Yep.
okay, so this is for Microsoft. This is crazy
Yep.
that you used an AI generated video from Microsoft.
Yeah. I was South Asian.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As far as they know,
Wait, what did you say?
they have no idea, right?
Yeah. No. No. They
They
don't.
have
They
no
have no
clue.
idea. They have no
Okay,
idea.
okay. So let me turn the volume up a bit. Let's watch this.
Boy, you guys aren't prepared for this. This is Microsoft Edge, and they built the world's first AI built.
Dude, that looks like really good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's free. It's pretty freaking insane.
I I mean, the face is definitely a little weird, but I would
Yeah,
think
it's scary. Like, the eyes are like, that's why it's like it's not almost there, but it I look creepy in this. I look unsettling, but
the
it
thing
works though.
is, I would have just thought that this is you're like making an unsettling face on purpose to like
Oh,
grab viewers'
really?
attention,
Yeah.
not because
Okay.
I literally would not have thought this is AI.
in
Oh
browser.
yeah.
Watch this. I'm gonna ask Copilot the recipe for spaghetti. Not only does it give me the top articles and videos, but also where I can find the ingredients. And what I'm about to
Like, how does it know to look up and down from your phone?
say
That
next
was a
in the
bitch.
shop,
That was
also
a
where I can
bitch to
find
do.
the
My editor,
ingredients. And what I'm about
he
to
saved me on this one. So he used the he
spaghetti.
used Leonardo and like a whole bunch of different fragments and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, that one right there, yeah.
Not only does it give me the top
How does he do that though? Is he actually just switching between two different?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh, okay,
there's
okay.
so I should have said that earlier. So there's not just one video of me, right? There's like I have like 4 or 5 different AI hey gen avatars of myself and me in different positions, like this locking. I have one with my phone.
Hmm.
And so he just kind of helps combine that to make that realism. So I guess yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh,
articles
okay.
and videos, but also where I can
So
find the
he's switching
ingredients.
back
And
and
what I'm
forth
about
for
to
it.
say,
Yes,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
exactly. And
okay.
he's cutting it out. And then there's me up like that. That's just like, yeah, that's I don't know how I didn't get caught with that face. Look at
Next
the
will show
eyes,
you.
man.
You
Not a
can create
single
your own
soul.
images. They have a math solver, and you can explore other AIs and many different other functions. What's mind-boggling is that you can get this technology
Yeah, I think I can tell just from the mouth a little bit, but other than
Yeah,
that,
in the
exactly.
palm of your hands right now. Just think of the endless things you can do with it. So tap the screen and see what Microsoft Edge Copilot can do
dude,
for
wow,
you.
though, I really would not have
Oh
known.
boy.
Yeah,
You
but
guys
like
aren't
that
prepared.
that because he wanted to do that, me like this, talking like that. But then he was like, okay, we got it. This guy, he's like, it's talking past review. I'm like, okay, how do we do it? He's like, you need to create a whole bunch of different angles. And I'm like, you're smart, dude. Like, because it helps with things. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, yeah, even though so even though that one was AI, right? I think that took the most amount of time because that was my first start. Because it took me around
Mm.
like 45 minutes to create each AI avatar, right? Because you have to record yourself, right? Just
And it
speaking or
needs to
whatever.
be a long enough video that it can actually
Yes,
train based off
exactly.
what
So,
you
but
said there, right? Yeah.
once you create that stage, then you effortlessly. But that was my first station to AI stuff, so it's really cool.
Wow. Dude, that is super interesting.
Yeah, I do.
That
Yeah,
it looks
it's
very
scary.
real. Like,
And so,
yeah.
that was about I don't know how long ago that was, but and so I'm trying to get back into it. And on top of that, there's yeah, I could definitely see something like that. Like eventually, it'll be good to the point where I don't need to create 5 different like stackable AI avatars myself.
Mhm.
Eventually, there'll be one where I can just talk like this, move and stuff. You can tell it to move your hand, whatever. So, oh yeah,
Yeah. That's insane.
yeah,
Well,
it's pretty
dude,
crazy,
I think that wraps up everything I wanted to talk about. If
dude.
people
Yeah.
want to, I don't know, buy a Facebook account from you or anything, we'll have
Hey,
those
dude,
links in the
I am a
description.
man of I'm a jack of all trades. I got there's so much stupid stuff. But yes, but absolutely. If you guys need any direction, right? TikTok Shop, GTO, Facebook accounts, optimizing anything at all. Like I know a lot of crazy stuff. So just send me a DM and then I could lead you in the right path.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the podcast, and this is a good one.
Dude, yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you again, Bennett, for inviting me. And like I
Yeah.
said, I hope I opened your guys' minds about the power of AI and how you can incorporate that, right, into scale
Yeah.
businesses like
No,
TT.
I can't wait to hop back on like a year from now and
Oh
see
yeah. Oh, man. I'm gonna be
what
fully
every
AI
single ad
I'm
is
gonna be
AI.
fully
Yeah.
AI by then. You're not even be talking to me, man. It's just a AI
Yeah,
thing.
even on the podcast, it's gonna be our AIs talking to each other. Yeah.
That's true. We're just both on our phone, just watching it, That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, peace.
All right. Take care.